What's up, everybody? The Spare with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Medieval Engineers. When we left off, we finished the smith, or smithy, or whatever you actually called the place where the blacksmith worked, blacksmith shop, whatever. Fixed that, finished that, for the most part, unless anyone has any suggestions. I turned off the fire, trying to help the frame rate a bit, not to give it too much to work with. One thing, just to throw this out there before we get too far into the episode, is that I'm doing this one fairly close to the last episode, so like right after it was uploaded type of thing. So if you made suggestions in that last video and they're not acknowledged, that's why. It's because I haven't seen them yet. But bear in mind, I will definitely keep track of all that, and if really good ideas present themselves, we will definitely retro it. So, with that in mind, we did the smith the last episode, so now we need to work on... what was the next one? This was going to be the barracks for this tower, so this one was going to be like the mess hall, I think. And we also need to make a cooler... I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This is just too blah. It's like, oh look, a stairway, yay, hooray. No. We need like a cool hallway looking thing. Like I want to use something like this block in here type of thing, where you can come out this way, you can come out this way, but then you can go down this secretive kind of alleyway, hallway, and go up that way. That's what I want to do. So I'll have to work on that a bit. But first things first, let's work on the mess hall. Now, how do we want to do this? I'm thinking I need to start using the wall blocks a bit more than the flat blocks. Mostly just because these blocks seem to be harder to work with in terms of not only like ceiling and roof and stuff, but just in general they take up so much room that they're a bit harder to work with. And I wanted it to go out about yay far. Just for now, we're gonna need a bigger mess hall. Like, I'm just doing math in my head, and this one little section isn't that great. So, tell you what. What if we were to come out to about here? Because this is... it's a window. And then we'll put like a small door here where you can go through. You could yell at the blacksmith for tell him it's time to eat or something. I don't know. I'm trying to justify why there's a window right next to a wall now in my design here. And let's go maybe like that. I'm feeling that a bit more. I also don't need I don't know if we'll need those wall tiles there if this is how we're gonna do things. One thing we might want to introduce as well is a bit of some dynamic shape. And what I mean by that is, instead of just, let's bring the box all the way out here and have it be completely squared, we could kind of make like an alleyway type setup here. Kind of thing, maybe. And that still should give us plenty of room for the other stuff. This part I'm just making it easier on myself. I could totally have done a different shape to the wall there. I'm just thinking if you got 2 barracks full of people and a king, we're gonna need like a good central. This is not only gonna be the mess hall, but kind of the central area in my mind. This is how I see it in my head. Is like the we're all gonna sit down and talk about stuff area as well, like the main place. I also just thought of this as well, of like this being the kitchen, and then this is the seating area. So I like that. Now the trick is going to be figuring out a way. Could we use these? We could use these. I'm thinking of like, you know, when you go to like either a public kitchen, like a public kitchen, or thinking in building does not work well for me. Or like a thing, you know, when you go to a thing. And you kind of walk up to the bar, you know, and you get like stuff from the cooks. The like kind of like a buffet, you know, where like, but like when they're actively cook. I don't know what that's described as. That's why I'm having such a hard time with this. And I'm also wondering if I could destroy the top of the block. No, it's just gonna break the block. Because I was actually looking for more of a flat... Oh! Ooh! I just thought of something. Would this work? Could this work? I don't know. We could fill this in, but then the question is kind of like, why? And would you... No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. It's like a, it's like a window. Order up. Though we could make this a little bit... I don't know. A little bit higher for, you know, reasons. Like that. I don't know which I like better. That's a little low, but this could get into a lot of micro-blocking. Nah, we don't need it. That might be a detail work thing that we put in later, but... Actually, we could do it with less micro-blocking if we just did 2 slabs of 1x4. Like that. That would work. And then... Oops. Yeah, then it's a little bit more like waist high. It's like a countertop you could place down on stuff. That's cool. I like that. Okay, now kitchen. Kitchen. How does one do a kitchen? I'm thinking... I wish they had... I really wish that they had a kind of timber block like this, but with stone. Because right now I can't... Oh, you can lay it down. But then you can't put another one on top of it and stack it up. So I really wish that they had a way to do this like that. Although... You could make... We could make a fire pit. If the collision would show up. Where did it go? Something like this. And then we could put... put a bunch of these. Now I am probably going to turn them off after we do this for frame purposes. But if you've got a rig that can run it okay, you could definitely leave them on. I'm going to spread this out a little bit. Come on, one more. There we go. Something like this. Now, again, keep this in mind. I'm doing it this way. Or wait a minute, could I do... No, it's not going to like that. You could do it like this, but nah, it's not going to... I don't like that. So, keep in mind that if they ever add a stone version of these timber beams like they are, I would totally use those over this. But because they don't, you know, lemonades out of lemons scenario. Oh, wait a minute, did I? Oh! Crap. These will go all the way across. Very nice. Gosh, I could do this kind of stuff all day, like the micro management. There we go. So about a 3 high. Maybe 2. Maybe 3 is a little too high. Nobody could get to it. Yeah, it is. You do need to cook in it after all. Okay, so let's do like this. Let's go ahead and get these dimensions out of the way. Oops, wait a minute. What is happening here? Okay. Like that? That. There we go. Come on. Thank you. And... let's see, how... so about like that. Nope. There we go. And we could probably use these two for this back here. Maybe. It's hard to see, but I think I got it. Yeah, I think that works. Now what would be interesting, I just thought of this, is, oh, I can't put these just anywhere, can I? Well, let me try this then. Were I... do the flames still come through the beams? Again, this would work so much better if this was stone. But I don't have stone to work with for this. Because what I'm thinking is basically making a giant grill. How does that look from the... kind of looks like the wood's on fire, but you know. What are you gonna do? Could we... that would only be built up, not across. Okay. I wonder what happens if we were to cover it all up. Nah, I don't like that as much, actually. I thought I would, because I didn't think I'd like that part showing, but it kind of looks like a grill now. I kind of like it. So that's the fire pit, where they cook stuff. Let's go ahead and tackle this area out here. Just because it's probably going to be the most simplistic to do. Because all we're going to really need is some tables. Let's use what I'm going to dub the shadow placement system. Where you line it up with the shadow. Let's see if that works. I'm just gonna kind of place these randomly, I think. Like every few... That's good enough. And by random, I mean not like making sure they're symmetrical, not that I wouldn't want them in line or in a row or anything. Okay, that's good enough for that. Is that in line? No, I think I'm off by one. I don't know. How about we just do this? There we go. I think those are in line. I really am having a hard time figuring out if they are or not. Let's see. Looks mostly right. This one's wrong. I kind of felt like that one might be wrong when as soon as I placed it. Okay. That might be a little bit close to the bar. It's whatevs. Alright, so now that we got the tables in place, we can grab some chairs. Actually, I just thought of a really cool way to do this. No, actually, that might not be. I was gonna do, a control click, but that would actually, as you can see with the way that these place, that they're not symmetrical to the grid, it would probably end up being a longer amount of deletion, of deleting the extras, than it actually would for saving me time and just placing these individually. And I'm just kind of doing these random as far as where they're centered. Some are in the side, some are in the middle. It's kind of... Oh, that's... Nobody would sit there. Okay. And now we're just going to flip them and go the other way. Like I said, this is probably the easier part than trying to like make up our own kitchen furnace and stuff like that, so I wanted to just go ahead and get it out of the way. Come on. There we go. It is a little bit harder when there's chairs in the way, I'm not gonna lie. So, almost done. Almost done with this. And boom. Alright. So the mess hall is set up. So, back in the kitchen. Let's see. What else do we need? We need storage. I feel like that's kind of obvious for a kitchen. It's gonna need a good storeroom type thing. So we'll do... Come on. I don't know why it's not attaching to the top part there. There we go. I'm gonna have to be careful with how detailed I make everything from this point on, because everything's starting to get a little framey for me. I do think... I don't know if the blueprint system is in place, where you can copy and paste the blueprint for a build like you can in Space Engineers. I know that the modding part is, but I don't know if the blueprint part is. If it is, then more than likely what I might end up doing is I may end up doing, like a village of the finished builds in a workshop situation where I just paste it in, make the world file, and then, you know, go from there, rather than have everything in the same world, because I'm sure it might not be a drastic difference, but I'm sure that house over there may be causing some issue just in the fact that it's over there and taking up voxel space. I don't know if that doesn't look like that's in the wall, not on top of the other barrel. Whoops. Okay, and then let's do some sideways barrels. Like that. And then we can put... Nope. Well, that's fine. Something like this over here. I think that works. It's not the best kitchen in the world, but it kind of works. Kind of makes sense. Oh, I know what we can do. Let's put a lengthy... let's go down one. Can I not do... There we go. Yeah. So we're going to do a lengthy countertop where you can cut stuff. And we'll go ahead and put support beams. Like here, here, and we'll throw another one up here. There we go. So, I think that'll wrap things up for the kitchen, the one exception being the roof. I don't know that I'm going to put that on in this episode, mostly because I want the lighting. But we'll throw that on either in between this episode and the next part, or at the beginning of the next part. Because we're about out of time for this one. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!